We've got a stern counter there that's been put in, and I think you'll find that that's number 34, and that's the piece that has the hole in it, which will take the rudder, we'll push it through that hole. Now don't put the other covering on at the moment, we'll plank it up first and then we'll have a nice covering, because we've also got some outside cladding to put on, so we'll have to end up filing it into shape. Right, we've got a really big job now and it can get involved, but if it's followed closely, planking can be one of the more enjoyable tasks of this hobby. This is how I go about it, and it's a mathematical way which assures the builder that if he does go wrong, he can check his measurements and then find out, oh yes, there's a mistake, and know where he went wrong. If he does another technique and goes wrong, it's getting into a guessing game. So let's not take any chances on it. We'll do the mechanical way and see what happens. Now, first thing I want to do is discuss our pre-arrangements. Now, if you look at these frames, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, we're going to refer to those as stations. So, clean piece of paper, and directly underneath them you can see what I mean. These are exactly the pieces that we're talking about at the moment. And let's number them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the transom, as we say, which is not involved in this one, is 10. Alright, now, what do we do? The gear that we're going to need is a dressmaker's tape, a pencil, and a calculator. You get those and come back, away we'll go. So as we said before, we've got 10 stations. And we've pulled them down to the paper just to show you where they are. And they correspond with these black lines. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the very end one, 10. Now, dressmaker's rule, work in metric, which is millimetres, and we go from underneath this bulkhead to the very first frame, which is number 2, and measure down that frame into the rabbet there, which is where the walnut and the frame join, and you'll see that we get 45 millimetres. So we write that down. 45 millimetres. Measure up the next one now, and you'll get 56 millimetres, and write that down. Measure the next one all the way down right into there, and you'll get 62 millimetres. The next one will be 66 millimetres, 66 again, 64, 65, 68, and the very last one is 41. Now if you have a look at frame 5 and 6, which is in here, this is midships, and that's the symbol for midships. So we can put a symbol in there just to remind us what's going on at midships. Alright, now if you look at it, midships 66 and 66, they're the same, so there'll be no tapering required there. We've got 4 millimetres on this side, which is not very much, and we've got 2 millimetres on this side. So this is going to tell us where we start tapering our plank. If this 2 lines here was our plank, we would start to taper our plank from frame 5 and from frame 6. So at midships we've got 5 and 6, and that's exactly the same, 5 and 6. Now either side, 64 and 62, we're talking about 4 millimetres on one side and 2 millimetres on the other. So what we've got to do the piece of timber that we're going to be planking with, if you get your vernies out, throw it on your vernies real quick. Yes, that's a 5 by 1 piece of material. So the calculation is quite simple. What we've got to do is we've got to divide the width of this plank, which is 5 millimeters, into the largest section, which is midships, frames 5 and 6, and that's 5 divided into 66 divided by 5 is 13.2. So we now know that 13.2 planks are going to fit all the way down from here to here, 13.2. Now we've also then, if that be the case, we've got to fit 13 planks also into the area of frame number 2, and that is 45. So what we've got to do is we've got to divide now the area and fit the 13 planks into that 45, and that's how we get our taper. Now if you look at your drawings and go to sheet 2 of 5, and in the front and the end view, you'll see the difference, and the manufacturers have worked it out for us, and we can work it out mathematically, but you'll see that that plank in midships is a 5 millimeter, and what we need to do is have a look where it ends, and then you'll see where it ends, and you'll see the difference in there, and that's what we've got to do. Now if we do that, all the front and the back will close up together, so it's a taper. As we said before, we taper from where it's not needed tapering at all, and that's in midships, frames 5 and 6. So let's finish our total calculation. This first frame, or station number 2, that area, it's 45. We've got 13.2 planks, we know that's going to fit in the midships, so we get 45 divided by that number of planks, and we get 3.4. Now that's the end size of the plank shrinking from 5 millimeters, which is full width, and we've got to plane it down to 3.4. That means we're taking 1.6 off, or around about 1.5 mils off. Now, where do you take it off from? As I said before, we take it off from frame 5 and 6, which is our midships section of plane. So let's make the pairs up. Get 2 pieces of strip. Put our calculations to one side for the time being, we'll need that. Now get 2 planks and put them together. Now, what we do, from the very front of the boat, put it in there like that, wrap it down, and just fold it, and we're seeing how much of this plank we actually need. So if we run it past frame number 10, come back about a centimetre past number 10, the first thing we notice is we've got some that we've got to cut off. So you get your choppers out and cut that off, because that'll interfere with our tapering. So that's the first thing we do, is make it smaller. Bang, they're gone. These planks are now right. Now, here's the second thing you do. You mark on them P for S for starboard and P for port. Put a little arrow facing towards the front, so we know what's the forward part of the boat and what's the after part of the boat. Okay, then starboard, for example, lay it across the boards and find out where your midships are, and as I said before, we've got our midship symbol there so we know where it is, and put a line, because those 2 stations are even. But this is where we're going to start to plane off our timber to get the correct size, and we're going to plane this top edge. So let's put another mark so we will remember which edge that we've done. Okay, let's transfer now all the information that we've got, which is frame 5 there and frame 6 there, and we're also now going to put our edge mark of where we're going to take the taper off. Now, so setting the verniers at 3.4, we can now put that under there like that. Get your pencil and mark in a line 3.4, and there's the line now that we have to deal with.